Hey.
Something wrong?
Nah, this is just me being contemplative, as Faye says.
About what?
Giving you a Halleck pearl of wisdom that'll matter. And I think it's this. Don't ever believe you're immortal. Want to make your mark? Become a legend? Then assume the next fight is your last.
That's not inspiring.
Alec, a pep talk usually has a little more pep.
I'm not here to give you my rah-rah freelancer speech. Not like our first time in the heart of rage.
Then what are you trying to say?
I can only teach you what I know. And I know that waiting around for your moment, thinking it's gonna happen tomorrow, just means it won't happen today.
You haven't been waiting around, Alec.
Of course I have. The heart of rage messed me up. I didn't want to admit I was the weak link. I was getting old. Figured I had all the time in the world. But none of us do. You write your own legend today.
Yeah, or die trying.
Or die trying.
Dying just mean you gave it your all. Though I'd be pretty pissed if you did. Just when I was starting to maybe like you.
Was it ever in doubt?
Pretty much every hour of the day. But now, to new beginnings.
See you later, Alec.
Well, I think that technically concludes the Halleck talks. So, what do I have left? Like, that. Oh, Sunken Cell is seasonal right now. I remember Sunken Cell. Okay, so, oh wait, mailbox. Owen. Really? Happy birthday. Still not today, is it? That's fine. I'm sure it's close enough. It's got to be the right day someday, right? I want to send you one of those postcards with an overly picturesque landscape image on the front, but there aren't any here. No postcards of any kind, really. So you just have to imagine the greetings from beautiful and pointless gushing about the weather. Yeah. Vargas, clear. Yes. And then Halleck. I'm not much for writing letters, but I thought you might want to hear about the news. Just sick and tired of outlaws praying. Okay. So. Cancelled? Corvus got him. Corvus did get him. No, our prophet is gone. Whatever shall we do? So. Oh, he doesn't want to. Wait. So it's interesting that, like, everybody kind of had those, like, endpoints for their conversations. But I would personally like to hear the, stories of the generals. I'm going to record them anyways, just in case anybody else is equally as interested in the history. But if you fast forward to the end of the episode or something like that, I wouldn't blame you at all, because I know not everybody enjoys the lore, but while I'm here, and while I do also, because this is technically the crit path, so I am curious if once I complete this, if it unlocks something else. Why is my map so messed? I don't know.
Of all the legionnaires, Magna Strahl was the most renowned for her feats of strength.
Okay.
But it wasn't always so.
I'm not a fan of Strahl.
The founder of the Dominion's not my favorite person right now. You know that, right?
Just listen. She came to the Legion of Dawn as a young girl. Her village was raided and everyone taken. Almost. She was so small she hid inside a basket. The Urgoth surely caught her scent, but they thought her too weak to bother taking.
I bet Strahlheim hates this.
They don't tell this story much in the Dominion, do they?
As I understand it, the Dominion banned stories of Magna Strahl's early life. Alone, unarmed, she followed the secret Arcanist signs to Sanctuary, where the rebels hid and plotted. There, Strahl begged Tarsis to let her join the Legion, to grant her vengeance. But the general refused. She said Magna wasn't ready, and sent her away. Strahl couldn't accept that. So she went out alone to fight the Urgoth.
Without a javelin? That's insane.
She set traps, ambushes. She poisoned spears and knives. Any small advantage she could take against a vastly superior enemy, she gladly took. She nearly died dozens of times, but vengeance drove her onward. And the Urgoth fell. She carried trophies to the sanctuary, day after day, week after week.
Wait, sincerely?
She fought even though the odds were against her.
That's what the Legion of Dawn was all about. Finally, General Tarsis spoke with her. "What do you want?" she asked. "I want to join the Legion of Dawn," Magna replied. Tarsis looked at her and asked, "Why? You already have your revenge." The general looked to the many, many Urgoth trophies Strahl fought for. At first, Strahl had no answer. Then, after a long moment, she said, "It's where I belong." To which Tarsis answered, "Then you're finally ready to join us."
So what happened? How did Strahl end up leaving the Legion and founding the Dominion?
That's a story for another time.
No, tell me now. Haha, you're going to because I already completed this because I'm the best.
So, now that you've walked in her footsteps, let me tell you the final tale of Magna Strahl.
Yes,
When
please.
General Tarsis fell, those closest to her went into mourning. Each carried grief in their own way. For Magna, the loss of her friend and leader turned to rage. She couldn't rest while a single Urgoth lived. They were already broken by the sword of Fulminus, terrified, fleeing to the dark corners of the world. But hard on their heels, Strahl came, hunting them one by one.
This sounds like the other story you told me.
Listen to enough tales of Magna Strahl and a pattern emerges. When at last her scouts found no more enemies, she returned to the Fortress of Dawn. There she found the doors sealed. The Legionnaires were preparing to leave it forever.
I'm sure she didn't take that. Why did they leave it, actually?
Even after I went inside, I've never heard why the fortress was sealed up.
I'm getting to that part. While Strahl eased her grief with battle, Arden Vasa fixated on his duty. With her final breath, Tarsis had made him swear Antium would not fall, no matter the cost. At her command, Vasa prepared to take the entire Legion of Dawn to safeguard Antium for all time. Outraged at what she saw as desertion, Strahl ordered the Lancers to halt, and they obeyed. Her general secured a future for all people, not just Antium. She called for the Legion to follow her, to battle the enemy in the darkness where they'd fled.
So, the Dominion was founded, so the bad guy this whole time, who the Monitor was from and everything, was founded on fighting the enemy in the darkness wherever they fled. So it didn't matter where that enemy went, you would hunt them down, but also that everybody deserved protection. Which is interesting that, like, they wrote all these backstories for all the different, like, factions, and you can see how they're all created from this one movement, this one period of time, because it was something so big that, yeah, it would change the course of history. So who was actually in charge?
Which of them commanded the Legion after Tarsis died? Or was it neither?
No one. We called Tarsis a general because she led the Legion, but they had no ranks. When she died, the Lancers looked to her legionnaires, but none could replace her. Strahl was admired, some might say revered, by many, and they gladly joined her cause. Vasa called them traitors. Strahl declared those who stayed behind were cowards, and the Legion broke. Those who followed Magna Strahl called themselves paladins and went north to pursue the enemies of man. They vanished into the darkness and were never heard from again.
But that's not the end.
How did the Paladins become the Dominion?
I wish I knew that story. I doubt even the Dominion knows it, really. They lost the path. They no longer use their strength to protect anyone, let alone everyone. I doubt anyone in the Dominion even remembers that was their purpose. That's why it's vital that we remember. Strahl's story and the Path of Might cannot be allowed to die.
I'll remember.
Good.
Okay. Did I complete all of them? Yo, how good was Past Plex? Past Plex is a legend! I think Leotrell is the last one.
Before the Battle of Antium Pass, the Legion's test of resolve had a different basis. It began with Leotrell, the general's oldest friend. When Tarsis first raised an army against the Urgoth, Leotrell was with her. The Arcanists were hidden from them. They hadn't yet found Arden Vasa. No lancers, No javelins, no weapons, no fortress. Not even a good hiding place. Nothing but the vision of Helena Tarsis and Leotrel's unbreakable will.
I've never heard this story.
I've never heard about the beginning of the Legion before.
In a way, it has no beginning. Where and when did Tarsis and Leotrel meet? No one remembers. Maybe it was once such common knowledge that no one thought to pass it on. There are countless towns that now claim to be the birthplace of General Tarsis. The truth is lost. A legion needs soldiers, and it began with just one. The two set out to find the Urgoth. The plan was simple: follow the raiders and warn villages in their path. At first, they succeeded in getting word of the coming Urgoth to people in time. Villagers fled, but the longer the Urgoth went without a catch, the faster it spurred their hunt. Finally, Tarsis and Leotrel arrived at a town with the Urgoth on their heels. Flight was impossible, so they stood and fought.
That was brave.
Fighting Urgoth without a javelin, by themselves. That took guts.
Tarsis hoped to slow the Urgoth enough that some villagers could escape. The two of them, alone, armed with simple weapons, were little more than an annoyance to the enemy. But they fought. Despite greater numbers, strength, and weapons, the Urgoth could not subdue them.
What?
Finally, with Tarsis wounded and Leotrel at the point of exhaustion, the two prepared for the end. But the villagers rallied. With tools and improvised weapons, they joined the battle and routed the enemy. Many innocents were taken that night, but not all of them. Because people fought the inevitable. And the rest is a tale for another time.
I hate when you do that. You have me right here. You just give it to no. Give it to me.
You've walked the path of resolve.
Yeah. Tell me
It's
how
a
it
hard one
ends.
to travel.
You're not going to tell me about the last stand of General Tarsis now, are you? Because I've heard that story many times before.
No. This is the story of how the Legion endured its own destruction. While Vasa and Strahl fought about which way to take their lancers, Leotrel prepared. She prepared her oldest friend for burial. She prepared places for all the fallen, and she prepared the way for those still to come. She took Garrett's volumes of the Legion from the Fortress of Dawn before it was sealed. She left Helena's signet in the General's tomb, waiting for the right hand to reclaim it.
For Tarsis to reclaim it. Wait, she knew the future?
Are you saying she knew I would need to look for the Javelin of Dawn?
No, of course not. But she knew better than anyone not to surrender to the inevitable. She would not abandon her friend or her path, even though the battle was over. The world would always need Tarsis, and Tarsis would always need legionnaires. She followed Arden Vasa to Anthem for a time, and left the records with trusted lancers, to be maintained and passed down, generation after generation.
To you. This is your story.
Our story. The Legion lives on through us.
What happened to Leotrel?
Oh, once her preparations were complete, her plans in motion, she left Anthem and vanished. Like the beginning. The end of her story is a mystery. But it's not beginnings or endings that matter. It's the path you follow between them.
Okay. I think there are no more stories, though. What do you have to say?
So, you've walked all the paths. What do you think?
I think your story has some gaps in it.
You told me a lot of stories of beginnings and endings, but nothing in the middle.
That's a pretty good catch. But what if I only told you stories of beginnings? The end of Strahl's story is the beginning of the Dominion. The end of Medeiron's was the start of the Freelancers. And the end of Leotrel's was the start of our own. Nothing ends. Not really. Listen, Legionnaire. This is your tale now. It has been for some time. Learn from the mistakes of our forebears. Persist, even in the face of the inevitable. Walk the path, even if you have to do it alone. Welcome to the Legion of Dawn. There are other stories, other Legionnaires you could learn from, but that's for another time.
I think that was future content that never came. I like it how he says, though, to persist even in the face of the in the face of the inevitable. Like, I think that is some very important words to live by, especially when things get tough and stuff like that. Like, you have to keep persisting. You have to keep going. Like, that's what your character had to do, right? In order to defeat, well, the Heart of Rage and everything that went with it. So, I don't know. I know that there were a few side quests and stuff like that I had wanted to do again, but I honestly don't know how to get them. Like, there was one with a guy in the bar. I'm gonna leave and come back real quick just to see if like anything pops up. You know what? Let's go into free play and then leave. Real quick. We'll go here. Just launch. Wait, free play. Launch. Sure. Yeah, it's gotta be public. It's fine. Actually, it'd be interesting to see if there's anybody actually out in free play. I don't know. I mean, I'm going on normal, and you're less likely, I think, these days to find people on normal, unless it's like new players, but obviously like we're not really getting any of those these days. So I think like you'll probably find like GM 2 and 3 is probably, so like if you do decide to come back because you haven't played Anthem in a while, I think that probably the most frequent for free play would be GM 2 and 3. Like people just trying to gear up still. Did it freeze? I don't know. Like that bar isn't moving. Oh, wait, there she goes. Whew. I think it moves faster, obviously, when you're doing like private stuff. The one thing I wished that they had done was set. Oh my God, there are 2 other people out. Holy shit. Never mind. There are still people rolling around in this game. Hot damn. Okay, now. End free play. I just wanted to. Oh, there's still some time trials up. There is like so much stuff you can do out and about if you really want to. I desperately though want to know if I can get that last story beat. I feel like it was like tied to something and I forget what. Like I forget like what was it the Cataclysm? Like was that a storyline with it or something? Like I honestly wish I could remember. Like, I can see it in my head. I can see, like, going down and questioning somebody and stuff like that. And I think Adams came back. That I could be mistaken on. But I thought he talked to you out in the, like, courtyard. If we don't, we don't, though. And I'm going to see if there's anybody new here. Anybody? Anything? No. So who wants to... Oh, Prospero. Hey.
There she is.
You have people working
Hero
for you.
Fort Tarsus. The Heart of Rage, no less. I knew you'd bring the thunder.
And some lightning.
And some lightning along with it. You know, to make a statement.
You've been listening. Damn, that makes me proud.
You might have rubbed off.
To think, when we first met, the forge wouldn't even work. And now, you tamed the mother of all storms. The Freelancers are back, and not even the Anthem's temper can stop them.
Thanks. I'm sure some new trouble is bound to come along.
In this world, I guarantee it. Not a month goes by, I'm not shaking my head at some crazy thing a Shaper Relic has done. But I'll feel better knowing the Freelancers are back in business.
You're our thunder merchant, though.
We wouldn't be anywhere without the guys selling us a little thunder and lightning.
No, I just bottle it. You deliver it.
Well, don't ever stop. We'll need plenty of bottles, I'm sure.
What I wanted to hear.
I'd best get back to it.
Don't be a stranger.
Never. Never, never, never. Thank you. Aw, y'all. Like, I know this game has been out of commission for so long, but the fact that knowing once again, it's like, time to hang up your Anthem hat. Because, like, I've done, like, what I set out to do, which was, like, replay the story. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sad. A little bit. That's Matthias, Aruna, and Johnny, and Tassin wants to talk. All right. Let's get the last bits of conversation, and then I think we will hang up our Anthem hat. Tassin!
You know, you surprised me.
Oh?
How's that?
I never questioned your battle skills, but your resolve and mental toughness exceeded my expectations.
Thank you?
Thank you, Tassin.
Do you know what I like about you?
My eyes?
What? No, don't be ridiculous. I'm trying to tell you something important.
Sorry.
Sorry, I thought we were connecting.
I admire your loyalty. You stuck by your friends and stayed true to Fort Tarsis.
That's just the kind of freelancer I am.
I agree. Did you know that besides resourcefulness, courage, and intelligence, Corvus values loyalty above all?
Loyalty is important.
I do too.
We may have more in common than you think.
Are you saying I'd make a good spy?
Agent?
Right. Agent.
No. Working for Corvus is a gift. We are the eyes and ears of Bastion, but it comes with risks. Like dying alone, being abandoned by your own government, and in certain times, even reviled as a traitor.
You make it sound so fun.
You joke, but freelancer life can also be unforgiving.
I guess we both have lousy jobs, huh?
Yes, but it's a living.
It
Did
is.
you just crack a joke?
No, I work for Corvus. We never joke.
That's what I thought.
I'll be in touch.
I'm sure
Bye,
you will.
Tassin. Is there? No. All right, everyone, say goodbye to Tassin. I mean, Serena can bring a Koroks into the fort if she wants. Like, I'm not gonna say no. Hey, Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
There you are.
What up?
Heard you got back in one piece.
I did.
Were you worried?
No. Yes. I mean, the Heart of Rage and I have a nasty history.
Right. I heard you were in Freemark.
You're a great freelancer. But that storm killed some of our best.
Yeah. Never again.
We can't forget those who died, but at least no one else will die there.
Thank you. It means a lot to me and my brother.
You're welcome.
Anyway, congratulations. You're a big fish now. We
Yeah.
should celebrate. Look
Yeah.
around this place. The difference you've made is amazing.
Thanks.
I especially love that they fixed the Lancer statues in the courtyard. They meant so much to me as a kid.
How come?
Well, Fort Tarsis was my home and my prison. Safe behind the walls. Day in, day out. But Lancers got to see the whole wide world. They were hope. When I felt cold or small, I'd sit across from the statues and my daydreams would warm me up. So, yeah, the fort is feeling better. More like home.
I'm happy to hear that.
Things will only get better from here.
Hope so.
Will I see you around then?
I'll be around. Take care, big fish.
You too. I'll miss you. Can I have a hug? All right. Oh, goodness. Now, Matthias, you had one last thing to say? Am I stuck? Oh my god, why are we going around? Oh, hello, all
So
three.
that's it? It'll be 3 of you? Forever?
Not all the Manifold's mysteries have been unlocked. We may yet find a way to reverse the split.
If we still want to.
If?
I can't quite imagine what that'd be like now, not being me. Not having these silly lumps around.
Oh my stars! Me too. I agree as well.
Is it safe?
What about the possible dangers?
There shouldn't be any. Without reality stable, we're 3 separate people, like anyone else.
We'll monitor it, just in case. Can't be
Okay.
too careful. Whoa, cautiousness. From you? That's a change.
We should be capable of change now, even if we weren't before.
Oh, you know what this is? This is like Garaxus on Crimson Lancer.
Oh no, not you too.
The Garaxus storyline was terrible.
Garaxus was a javelin suit that gained self-awareness after an accident with a relic.
Several episodes were dedicated to Garaxus developing their own identity.
That does actually sound terrible.
What a tired old cliche.
Thank you. And also, we're nothing like Garaxus. We were actually a person before. But we're changing and growing as individuals now. That's similar. Whatever. As long as we're not forced into an awkward romance with our own pilot.
So much for getting along.
What?
I thought the romance was sweet.
Hold the forges. Did Errol just express an opinion?
I am not carrying any forges.
Nope, not quite there yet.
Getting
anyway, we
close.
should let the freelancer go.
You sure? I don't want you to kill each other in my absence.
I think we'll be fine. Maybe even great. Take care, freelancer.
You too.
We'll see you around.
I'll miss you. Can I have hugs from all 3 of you at once? I'm so happy that we did that last conversation, though. So now we know that they are settled together. So the only thing is that side quest I've like got in the back of my head. The only thing I can think of is that it's possibly one.
What do you think you're doing?
Me?
You're damaging those books. Stop that at once.
Oh my god, it's the two of them arguing. I love this for us. Use a bookmark. Like, don't fold the page. Use a bookmark like a civilized person. The only thing I can think of is it's from one of the contracts, but I don't.
Good to see you, Freelancer.
Amal! Aruna, what's up?
I've gone through 15 drafts of a message to my mother.
And?
How do you tell someone you're sorry you hurt them, but you'll keep hurting them?
Just like that?
Wow, you're awful. There must be a more diplomatic way.
There really isn't, though.
There's no way to be nice about this. You've made your decision. Stand by it.
Maybe I should just say that. Ask that she respect my choices. I can't wait to be back outside. Relics are so much simpler sometimes compared to people.
Never had a person spit spiders at me.
That's true. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to talk and listen. You've been a real friend. If you ever need Arcanist help from someone who isn't arguing with identical versions of themselves, you know where to find me.
Thanks, Aruna. Take care.
Isn't arguing with identical versions of themselves. I mean, yeah, that's what our best Arcanist friend really is doing. Oh my god, who is this? Earl Sumner. Wait, all three of them want to talk separate? All right. I lied. We have to go see what the boys want. I love these boys. Do you think that Sumner really and truly... Hey! Do you think Sumner really and truly did, like, paint the walls of Fort Tarsis that way? I don't know. I think that that's all them. I, like, suddenly regret but don't regret looking at my map to see if anybody wants to talk to me. It's kind of weird there was no final conversation with Faye, though, huh? All right, boys. What do we need?
Freelancer.
Yeah.
How are things?
You know, trying to keep busy. Maddie's out finding new fun things to do. Errol's working on work, and I'm trying to find where I fit in, I suppose. It's messy. I feel set adrift sometimes.
Life's messy. That's the fun of it.
We all feel like that sometimes. Life isn't always simple.
Especially not when you have to figure out what happens after you lose 2/3 of yourself. What would you do?
Me? I go with my gut.
I'd go with my gut. It's never led me astray.
You sound like Maddie.
Maddie can be right sometimes.
Yes, I know. My gut tells me I should talk to him about this.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Just watch. He'll tell me I should go searching for myself in a scar hive or something.
And if you run into trouble, I'll be there.
Oh, before I forget. I ran into Aruna. She was happy to hear we made it out alive. She also said something about taking your advice. She wanted me to catch up on old times or something.
That's great. The bad boy, though, huh?
That's wonderful. She seems nice. Really smart.
Maybe even smarter than Matthias was. Certainly less obnoxious. You ask me? Matthias didn't appreciate what he had back then. Anyway, I won't keep you. See you around?
Wait, is Sumner the bad guy with a heart of gold trope? No, please don't tell me we were denied that whole, like, peeking in on that romance. I'm gonna be eternally
Still
upset.
pursuing the mystery of Robin Moore's hidden message?
Of course. In fact, Maddie wants to talk to you about that.
I'll keep that in mind. What else is new with you?
I've read some books since we last chatted.
And?
There is no and. Must there be something else?
No, I guess not. Not if you're happy.
I guess there doesn't need to be, if you're happy the way you are.
I am content. Yes, Maddie requires novelty. Sumner needs something to be angry at. I find that my academic pursuits fulfill my needs. Someone must be the Arcanist.
Don't the others?
They help. Their diverse perspectives are critical. But of late, most of the scholarly tasks have fallen to me.
Does that make you angry?
Doesn't that piss you off?
Should it? Matthias did all the work himself. Nothing has changed. Among the three of us, I've had the easiest time adjusting to the division. Matthias was an Arcanist. I am still an Arcanist. The non-scholar parts of Matthias must figure out their place. It can't be easy. I'm glad you're our friend. That means you'll be here for them.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm glad to hear it. Now I should let you go.
See you around, Errol.
Earl, can I have a hug? Bye-bye. All right. Where's the last of my boys? There you are.
Freelancer, it's always a treat to see you. So you went into the Heart of Rage and survived. That's twice now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think I could ever do that?
No.
Observe the center of a cataclysm?
No.
Actually see something like the cenotaph?
No. No.
You die.
You're probably right. Unfortunately. I'll have to find something else to strive for, I suppose.
What do you mean? Aren't you happy being an Arcanist?
Well, yes, but does it have to be my whole life?
No.
I want to explore. I want to do things, make my mark somehow.
Haven't you already done that? I couldn't have silenced the cenotaph without you.
But that was all of us.
Oh, I see. This is about being separate.
I know. Selfish, isn't it?
No. Not at all.
It's not selfish, it's natural. Denying you felt that way would be worse.
I knew it. I knew you'd understand. We could be Arcanists and more. The breadth of experience we could bring to our research could only help. Chatting with you is always rewarding.
Isn't that what friends are for?
Absolutely.
See ya. Bye, Maddie. Okay. I think now officially that is it. That is it. Y'all, let's go take a look at BB one last time in all of her beautiful glory, because let me tell you, I think we do have the cutest javelin in all of Fort Tarsis. Actually, the whole of the Bastion, if I do say so myself. And I do because she's mine. Look at how much this has changed, though. Like, it's kind of insane how much this does, like, open up over time and how many more people are here and stuff like that. Absolutely insane. But, BB girl, time to say goodbye. I can't thank you all enough for joining me on this crazily unexpected adventure through the story of Anthem. I hope you enjoyed your time hearing about the story and seeing the world and watching it all come together. I do have a variety of other Let's Plays on the channel, as well as like modding tutorials and stuff like that. So I hope you stick around, and I will see you sometime soon.